So what are the basics of an alchemist? So we're dealing with a subclass here of an artificer. So if you didn't watch or listen to our artificer episode prior to this one, you should do that probably because there's a lot in that episode that the alchemist will have and kind of take for granted. The alchemist really only adds a few more elements to what we already discussed in the artificer episode.
Yeah, so this episode we're just going to talk about the general traits and the unique things that a alchemist artificer has. So I just want to get this out of the gate. A lot of people, I think, they kind of don't understand what the alchemist really is. So for the basic of the alchemist is not the person that makes potion bombs and chucks it at people. That would be great, but that's not really what they really do.
They totally could do that.
I mean, they could, but that's not what the subclass is for.
Well, they could be.
I mean, yes, they could, but
okay,
they don't have certain. You know, what I'm talking about. We'll discuss of what their purpose.
Well, hey, this could be a more interesting episode anyway, because I'm always picturing splash potions.
Splash potions
from Minecraft.
From full-on Minecraft. That would be amazing.
Okay,
yeah.
well, let's just talk about what they are basically. So, in general, an alchemist is someone who deals with potions. So, an artificer is someone who makes things. And an alchemist is just a more specific version of the artificer where they make things, but they're focused on reagents, solutions,
elixirs,
all this
potions,
chemistry nonsense. And
drinkables,
that's what they use.
Sodas.
At
alcohol. Oh, no.
Yes. No, but I mean, honestly,
it probably could.
Any of that stuff could apply.
Yes.
So that is what an alchemist is on a basic sense. Anything else to add to that?
No, I mean, that was pretty good. I mean, I kind of feel like they delve into magic that can be used by anyone. That's kind of like how I think about it. Like their magic can influence, everyone can use the magic that they create.
So yeah. Cool. Well, so while an artificer could, on a general sense of the whole class, could make, a robot that someone could use, or a magic sword that someone could use, or a cannon or something. The alchemist is making a potion that anyone can use.
Kind of like consumables, I guess. Kind of like little buffs, yeah. That's kind of like...
It could be food, too. It doesn't have to be liquid.
That would be so funny.
It could be like a brownie, right, that gives you
the ability this,
to
bag of chips.
See into your own consciousness.
Yes.
Oh, wait, I think that already exists. But there is...
I swear.
Weed. Or marijuana, cannabis, pot brownies, so to say.
So, are artificers drug dealers?
Very
cool
very
character concept.
There you
that
go.
Would be an awesome,
very much, yeah.
Awesome character.
Well, an
concept.
alchemist would be.
Yes, alchemist.
Okay. The last thing I want to say in basics is just like an artificer being a support class, the alchemist subclass only makes it more of a support class.
Yes.
The alchemist subclass is very much a support subclass.
It makes it the support I guess ranking just goes top. It gets really good for a support class. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really about healing and
it's healing
restoration and a couple damage dealers that are kind of like grand damage dealers.
Yeah.
Like Cloud Kill and all that.
Yeah. So a very good support subclass. So let's get into some of the lore, which is pretty short. There isn't a lot. But to start off, they say the alchemist of the artificer class were the first. The alchemist tree is the oldest alchemist subclass in the Forgotten Realms. So they were the first ones. And they say the reason why they existed was, way back when everyone didn't have magic. All the peasants, all the serfs, all the nobles even didn't have magic. But the wizards did. So the alchemist artificers were like, why don't we give magic to everyone? So they started creating potions.
So alchemists are like a line of wizard?
Kind of sort of. They were kind of look, there can't be wizards everywhere, right? Wizards, sorcerers, and warlocks are rare. Clerics and paladins are rare. Magic users are rare, and they can't help everyone. So why don't we give, these portable magic in a bottle to give to people to help them? When you're dying of a mortal wound, a cleric isn't going to come up and arise, my son. You got to chug that, the red Gatorade, the Red Bull, and then you get wings and you get.
So they're a subclass for the people.
A subclass for the people.
Yeah. Great, but yes, that's interesting. So Alchemists in general have existed since then in a lot very different and numerous capacities, spanning all of which are about creating things. So you obviously got potions, but you also got oils, poisons, acids, and pretty much anything you would need that is a consumable. Most notably, though, is alchemists would make things that are necessary for rituals and such. So one example is an evil example in the creation of a Draco Lich. Mm-hmm. So anything you might need for that, or if you want to like summon a Kraken or who knows, an alchemist might be making one of the components that you need. And some components are actually not found at all unless an alchemist has created it. And that can make those alchemists very valuable. Speaking of value, alchemy as a trade in the Forgotten Realms requires a few things. It requires one, some intelligence, but more so
not really barbarians can't really go into alchemy.
Yeah, you gotta have some smarts. I guess it's like equivalent to being like a chemist. I guess in real life, like you.
I am awful at chemistry.
Like you do have to.
I can't do chemistry. I would not be an alchemist.
No, yeah, I'm not a fan. But you can also just have time and really study it if you'd like. And that, as well as time and intelligence, you need learning materials or someone to instruct you. So maybe some sort of like classroom setting. Or you can learn on your own. But if you want to learn on your own, you need materials to work with. The raw materials to experiment with. And you need a lot of them because you're going to be practicing and practicing and practicing. And all of these things, except intelligence, require money. So alchemy is an expensive trade. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's actually very easy for anyone in the trade because alchemy isn't just for the alchemists. It's also the suppliers for the ingredients to all these potions.
What's very easy?
What do you mean?
You said it's very easy for everyone in the trade. What is very easy?
Well, not what I meant is everyone. It's not just alchemists that are like in the trade. Like there are hunters, there's like nobles, people, smugglers, because alchemy is all about ingredients, magical ingredients, putting them together and it creates a solution. So a lot of those ingredients come from like monsters. For example, a greater healing potion, or I think it's like superior. If you want to make it, you need troll's blood because troll's blood has a very high regenerative regenerative.
Yeah, so you have one option. You could be a master hunter and go kill a troll, as well as be an alchemist. Most of the time, you'll probably be an alchemist.
Who buys from these
The
hunters.
First example would be like a multi-classed person.
I guess so, yeah.
But most of the time, if you're just an alchemist, you're going to be buying that troll's blood off the hunter, and that won't be cheap. And so what this is to say is alchemy is an expensive trade and therefore typically done by wealthy people. But it works out because artificers are normally wealthy, like we discussed. Very wealthy. Mm-hmm. Due to their ability to sell what they make. So that just fits very well. That's something to keep in mind when you're making an alchemist, is you will need some money perhaps to buy components or make your background somewhat, wealthy. You don't have to be royal or anything, just, wealthy merchant.
A guild master.
Your parents they sent you to a nice alchemy school, so you had some money
college.
There. Yeah, College of Alchemy.
Yeah.
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 So I do have a couple more things about alchemy.
Go ahead.
Okay, so in the world of alchemy, there's lots of shops. You could call them alchemist shop. And if you're in a town and you have an alchemist shop, that's probably going to be where you're going to get your healing potions and all that kind of stuff. Some people, or some DMs might just make it a general store that you go and get potions from, but you can make it just a pure alchemist shop, and you can actually talk with perhaps an artificer that, is the storekeep there to get your potions. But besides shops, there's also been a couple schools of alchemy throughout the history of the Forgotten Realms. Not as many as you'd think, or maybe that isn't a big surprise, just because it is a very specific skill. But kingdoms will invest in making a school of alchemy because alchemy is so valuable. There's so many things that can be made, technologically speaking, due to alchemy, that it's good to have schools. And so I think it would be cool in a campaign or in a world to kind of throw in some schools of stuff. And so School of Alchemy would be a cool one to put in.
Yeah, no, that would be a very cool one. Because, at the end of the day, the alchemists are kind of like the general doctors
Right.
of the Forgotten Realms. Like
Scientists.
they'll kind of prescribe you with some healing potions. Like here, this is you probably don't know one. You
This
probably
specifically
don't
curse you
know
by
what it is, but it's Yeti piss. But here you go.
Yeah.
Makes you see things, but keeps your heart rate down.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I could see a lot of story plot points happening from an alchemist school because, like, if there's a fire at the alchemist or an explosion at the school of alchemy, that's not very surprising. So there could be some fun stuff. Or, like, a student mixes the wrong reagents and creates a cloud monster on accident or gives consciousness to a ooze.
A flesh golem.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't think that's alchemy, but,
Yeah.
accidental stuff.
I'm thinking, like, the blob. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You put, like, a little, like, Jello powder in there, whatever it's called, gelatin.
A little gelatinous cube.
Yeah,
just like
but
a
you
little
give it
baby
consciousness on accident,
one. Yeah, but it's just like a baby gelatinous cube, so like slowly.
But it'll grow as it eats.
Oh God, that would be such a funny monster. It's like,
and it gives other cubes and oozes consciousness if it touches them. So it's just like.
So instead of one,
creating
like
a
it
race.
just starts like the battle starts like you're in a lab. And you just see all these little baby cute gelatinous cubes. They're like a perfect cube and they slowly move. And you're like, oh, they're so cute. And you like poke them and kind of jiggle. But once they get together, they grow bigger and bigger.
Yes.
And then bigger and bigger until they devour you.
Yes, exactly. But anyway, there's all sorts of stuff that could happen. And then this is the last thing. So the most alchemists and the best alchemists all come from the gnome race. That's kind of... that's one of the things that gnomes are known for, is their alchemy.
Yeah, honestly, in general, I feel like gnomes are just really good at being artificers in general.
Yes, in general.
Yeah, they're very good.
But alchemy is specifically mentioned. So I guess more so alchemy than anything else.
Gnomes, I feel like, are the creators of alchemy.
Perhaps.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right, that's lore.
Are you ready to get into how to roleplay? Well, some,
An
I guess,
alchemist.
Tips of Alchemist. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously you can roleplay
ideas.
however you want, and we talked about roleplaying an artificer, and it's not going to be, completely different. But if you are going to go the alchemy route, then perhaps you could flavor your character a little bit more towards alchemy, as opposed to any of the other subclasses. So how I have kind of decided to structure my role-playing tips are by the stats, by the ability scores. So like strength, dexterity, those things. I don't know how you did it.
I just did general, like, classic role-playing types I feel would be common for an alchemist, just what I would do, just to give some ideas.
Okay.
So
What might be good, I have a few general ones as well, but maybe if I went through the ones I have in terms of ability scores, and then yours might fit into one, and then that'd be a good time to say it. Okay. Well, first on a general level, I do think you're going to have spells and stuff in this class, which we'll get into in this subclass. But I would flavor them in a way that is more like potions, because you're an alchemist. And so, like you were saying, you don't think of. I think of, when I think of an alchemist with spells, I think of them throwing splash potions.
I mean, yes, but like in the technical terms, they don't get that. Sadly, I wish they did.
But it can be that. Like
it can.
Like potions have components to them, and so I'm picturing like when you prepare a spell, right? For an alchemist, you're literally like mixing the components into a solution and like making the liquid version of a spell. And then putting it into like a Christmas ornament, basically, like a little thinly, shaped glass, and then just throing them around. And so like instead of casting whatever
fire
cloud kill, you're just compacting a smoke bomb,
a smoke grenade. You just pull a pin and you just throw it.
Well, no pins. It's just glass. That's like magic, because you are magic.
So.
And then you just smash it on the ground, and then boom, all the smoke comes out, and you got your cloud kill. Or if it's healing, you just throw like a ornament of Advil. I don't know.
I just imagine like someone's dying on the floor. You look and then you just take a potion, you just The healing word has like a ranged, so
Yeah.
you take like a tiny vial and
You just make
Egg
all
it
your
at
potions like go. They can go
Yeah.
through your skin and they can like absorb into you.
yeah.
And that makes it heal.
That's actually a funny way of doing healing word. You take like a tiny vial
Well,
and
so
you just
you would
throw
have them-
it so hard.
What did you mean by like that's not what they are? Like what?
What I meant is like the actual things that they get, like the certain abilities that they get, none of them do pertain into throwable potions, but I guess
Well-
you could flavor that into your spells.
Exactly. Yeah. Like technically, it's just them casting a spell, but like their spellcasting focus should be. We'll get into it. Should be their alchemist supplies, and that basically is saying you make your potion, which is magic. Your magic is your potions, because what are you doing with alchemist supplies? You're making potions. So I think that just makes sense.
Right, yeah.
Okay, another thing would be to flavor how the spell/potion actually takes effect. So, like, if you are applying flying to someone, if you're like a darker alchemist, like maybe you're more like on a necromancy type alchemist, Frankenstein's monster, all that, or werewolf, or, lycanthropy, who knows what you're doing, zombies, whatever you want to do. Maybe like when you give someone flying, like bat wings sprout from their back and they like can fly now. Or if you're more of like a holy alchemist, like you're dealing in divine potions, like
They get angel wings.
you could do angel wings, yeah. Or it could just be like an aura, like a yellow aura that they start like floating like Superman.
They get like a halo.
Yeah.
The halo lifts them, not themselves.
Sure.
Yeah. That would hurt.
Yeah. So there's that. So I would flavor everything. It doesn't have to just be a spell. Like make it whatever you want it to be. And I think potions make sense, of course. All right, so let's get into how you could actually roleplay, though, like in terms of personality. Let's start with strength. So you're going to have, first of all, a high intelligence. Let's just say that, because you should. If you don't, then you're not going to do very well in this class, because it's all about intelligence. And if you do have high intelligence, because you will, you should ask, like, how that's being portrayed, which we've already talked about. But let's start with strength as an alchemist. If you have high strength as well as high intelligence, so then I would, in my opinion, I think that's you could do something like steroids, like that's your thing.
Oh God!
Like you produce steroids and take them, and then you could of course look up basically the side effects of steroids. Some of them are physical, like you grow more body hair. But some of them are personality traits, and I would look at those personality traits as things you can role play.
Like you're prone to more anger or something like that.
I don't think steroids make you more angry.
I don't know. I mean, have you ever met like Russians during the 1960s?
Yes, I have.
They were angry people. Like, have you just seen like pictures of them, or like in movies?
They do look very angry. No.
Well, I mean,
maybe it is. I would just there's definitely personality traits of steroids.
Scary. Yeah. I guess it just gives you a scare factor too.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, but if you have high strength. If you have particularly low strength, then I'd say this is probably a good chance for you to just be like, yeah, I've just kind of studied my whole life. I don't go to the gym much.
Yeah, I'm kind of a nerd.
Yeah, basically be a nerd.
That sounds so bad, but yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
No, I mean, that's the stereotype. And then, okay, so that's strength. I mean, obviously you can do all sorts of stuff. These are just a few ideas. Anything that fits into strength that you have?
This one was just kind of a dumb one, but I thought it was funny. Imagine if you made an alchemist one that's like a chef.
Yeah, that's actually common.
Just like a beefy chef, and he has like a little hat.
High strength.
And then all of his, like, he just takes, like, a cleaver and starts chopping them, makes, like, a stew. And as people are finding, he's like, here, drink this. Just has, like, a stew. Just go Gordon Ramsay or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, he fights with, like, chef knives. Or
yeah,
like a butchering knife.
like a cleaver.
Yeah,
or
cleavers.
Like that. That'd be funny.
Yeah, for sure. I'm kind of picturing, I don't know, I'm picturing the chef from, like, Shrek 4.
Or, like, the chef
I don't know
that,
why
like,
I'm
serves
thinking
the U.S. president. Have you seen that guy?
No.
Look him up. He's like, I think he's like 6'2". He can like, God, there's like there was actually a D&D meme of him. He can lift like 800 pounds, like, easily.
I think you're just saying nonsense. But he's
no,
buff.
but no, he's very big. Search him up. He is huge
that's
and
all
scary.
that needs to be said.
He is very scary, and he's really nice though. Apparently, so that's good.
Okay.
He's a nice guy.
That's good to know, I guess.
Go search him up.
Not sure how accurate all that is, but I'm sure he's buff.
Search him
How could
up.
you know any of that stuff? 800 pounds? No, I think you're
I
just
don't
saying
know.
nonsense. All right, it's fine. We're moving on. Constitution. Okay. If you have high constitution, then obviously...
You're just healthy.
Well...
Or like your body can take the potions that you drink. You experiment on yourself.
Yeah, you experiment. Exactly. You
Yeah.
experiment on yourself. You love poison. You love acid. And you love to try it on yourself. Maybe you're doing a Princess Bride situation here where, like, you've been, like, taking it in small doses. And so you're just, like, used to it. Or you could go Deadpool route. Where you've just done so many experiments where you're just a walking scab.
You're a tumor. You're literally a tumor. You're a walking tumor. He
not
is
a
walking
tumor.
No, he's a walking tumor. Deadpool's a
I
walking
don't think he's a walking tumor. He's a walking
he is.
scab. He was burnt all over.
Well, no, but he also had cancer.
He did.
But he's a walking tumor. It spread throughout his entire body. So people make fun of him as a walking tumor.
Oh, perhaps. Is that how he heals?
Well, the Wolverine heals keeps him alive. But the tumor just grows, but he can't die from it, so.
Why does his tumor not make him, like, grotesque?
Well, he is.
No, but I mean, like, in size. Because tumors don't stop growing. That's the problem. That's why they're a problem.
I don't know. It's comics, but people make fun of him about that. He's a walking tumor, but he's also burnt. I think it was the fire.
Maybe you've exposed yourself as an alchemist to a lot of carcinogens, which, if you don't know, are chemicals that cause cancer. Everything's a chemical,
So become
a burger
Deadpool.
is chemicals, but...
Become Deadpool. Become a tumor.
Yeah. So that could be a high con situation. Low con is, it could be the same thing. You work on yourself a lot, but instead of it making you strong, it makes you sickly.
It's not healthy for you. It's like, buddy, stop drinking that mystery black goo.
You keep trying to turn lead to gold, and all this lead is making you sick.
Yeah. Stop messing with the paint.
And so maybe as you roleplay, you could be coughing a lot, and people are like, okay, you need to stop.
Or, like, stop messing with, like, random viruses. Stop injecting yourself with, like, viruses that you think will
Or just,
make
like,
you
all
faster.
the smoke has given you, like, bad lungs. And
I actually think a cool one for strength and con, like a super soldier serum.
Right.
Yeah, like,
You've just given yourself a super
like
a minor super soldier serum.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
You'd have to roll pretty well to have high con, high strength, and high intelligence. But,
that's true.
But yeah, sure. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
All right, dexterity. Dexterity's not, I think, as relevant for an alchemist.
You can just throw things better, or you just dodge things better. I mean, I don't really know any physical.
Well, how you role play, so that's like a stat thing. But how you could role play it is, if you're high dex, I think everything about an alchemist, you're basically gonna be very precise with your amounts. You know what I mean? You're gonna give like very, like 2 microliters of this, and
your amounts are like.
And you may say these things out loud as you do them. You know what I mean? Like when you're making your potions. As a role player, you could be like, yes, a dash of this and two
dash
of
this. A dash of owlbear eye liquid. And it's just
4 grams of the salt
wyvern
marsh.
dust. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then you might also be kind of like tricky. Like maybe you know how poisoners and assassins will kind of slip poison into drinks. Like if you have high sleight of hand, that could be your thing.
That could be cool. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that would be cool.
Or if you're a cook with high dex, you could slip poison into your food, and also like make it so they don't notice and stuff.
Or if you have high dex, you can just throw that ball like if you play, or you can throw the potion like if you play baseball and just peg your friends in the head, but it heals them. That would be really fun. It's just like your guy's fighting, just glass shatters like on his head. He's like, ow. I mean, it feels great, but like,
right?
Yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah. Okay, but if you have low dex, then I would say you're probably prone to accidents. And in terms of how you look, I bet you have a few burns on you. Like your forearms and hands would just be kind of like covered in burns, like you're working at the deep fryer. And
that's yeah.
Because you're just clumsy, basically. Yeah. And then as you role play, perhaps that could happen sometimes. Like you make these really good potions, but sometimes you just drop them. And Cloud Kill just engulfs you.
Oh, well, I mean, I think you can control that, but
Well, if you roll low, like that's what you could like do or something.
Well, I mean, I think all the spells you can just do without messing up, though.
That's true.
Yes.
But you'll have to roleplay it somehow.
Yeah, but that would be funny. It's like everyone's sleeping and you just drop the cloud killer. You're like, oh, just everyone starts dying.
Yeah, like if you are like describe like what you did during the night if you didn't sleep or something. Like maybe like you walk downstairs of the tavern to get breakfast with everyone, and then your hair is just like fringed up, and there's like white powder on your face. And
You're
it's
just
like, yeah, last night didn't go according to plan.
Didn't go, but I did get this sick potion though. I have no idea what it does, but it kind of.
But I know it stings your eyes.
Gives a bad aftertaste too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So intelligence, we talk about wisdom. If you have high wisdom, then I think this is more about what you focus on. And
I think it's also like judgment. It's like, should I really combine these two highly reactive chemicals together?
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't.
yeah, okay. So if you want to talk about that, that would be low wisdom. So you kind of throw caution to the wind, so to speak.
Oh yeah, low wisdom. You're like, screw it. This stuff looks purple. This one's orange. Let's see what happens. Kaboom.
Yeah, and and if you have low wisdom, this will probably be the time to be that dangerous potion throwing alchemist, where you're just constantly throwing cloud kills around, and that's like your thing, as opposed to be more of a healer or like a practical alchemist. If you have high wisdom, you probably will focus more on the healing and the practical alchemy, because one, it's less dangerous for you, and also two, you can make good money with that. Like if you really can figure out how to turn lead into gold as an alchemist, which was kind of the historical like goal of alchemy.
The goal of
in real life.
Isn't that actually true? The birth of alchemy was people trying to make metals to gold.
Lead, I think specifically, but I guess other metals too.
Well, it's not actually
That's not possible.
It's not possible.
No, I think because
I thought we made like a machine that can do that. Like it can like just I don't know.
They're both pure elements.
I guess that's true.
You have to change the amount of protons and
remember, I'm not good at chemistry, so I have no idea.
explosions.
I would be a horrible alchemist in real life. I would be that guy that drops the cloud kill accidentally. So that would be me.
Like, I think this is gonna work.
Just mini atomic bomb.
Yeah. Okay, that's wisdom. And then charisma, I think can be fun always. So if you have a high charisma, you could think about this as you're just perpetually like high off fumes. You know what I mean? Because you're just dealing with all these chemicals, so you're just...
Dude.
Yeah. And because you're intelligent, being socially brave because of your inebriated state will just make you charming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're still intelligent.
That would be actually the best. That you're just a super high, always accidentally high alchemist. You're like, bro.
And if you want to really role play it, then you would
be a surfer.
Take an edible and then go and play your game.
Dude. Oh, no, we don't advise that.
We do not condone drugs.
Yeah, do not do
No,
stuff
but your character could do that. There's nothing wrong with that. And then if you have low charisma, like I could see
you're just like a lone scientist, just like in the corner, just like mixing things together.
Which is what we said for Artificer in general. So I want to say something slightly different. And so I'm thinking like your personality and emotions could be kind of off balance, perhaps because of what you deal with. Maybe you do inject yourself every now and then, so you're like moody, or also you're just constantly dealing with solutions. So you maybe smell like sulfur like all the time. So people just don't like really being around you. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine smelling like sulfuric acid or citric acid, something acid. Smelling bad.
Yeah, like
chemicals smell bad.
You can cast cloud kill, and I'm sure that doesn't smell
great. And then
great.
you smell like just.
So you just
death.
smell like cloud kill.
Chemicals smell horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can just give I already said chef. I already have two more. Just general ideas for your character. So since we talked about how alchemists kind of provide for the people where like clerics and other spellcasters can't, I kind of envision like a medic type of person. When your friend falls down, they kind of run over and they're like, all right, hold still. They kind of close the wound, take like a vial, pop it open. They
Roleplay as a doctor.
Yeah, roleplay as a doctor, basically.
Because there are a lot of healing spells, even if you don't even want to focus on healing. Like, you will be getting...
but this subclass, you get healing spells. We'll talk about it later. But, like, it's really focused on healing spells. So I think it was I think it was towards the doctor type of role playing. But the last one, just be a Rick from Rick and Morty. I feel like that's just artificers in general.
We did talk about that with artificers.
We did, yeah. No, just be a butthole.
But maybe you're just constantly drinking alcohol. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because like maybe you're like a bartender type.
And then it like mixes with the chemicals that you
oh yeah,
drink.
you just
so then it's just like, and then it's just even worse, like, but for good or bad.
You're crossed, but like on not what crossed typically means. Like you're crossed on health potions and swiftness potions, giving you just some weird hyper energy.
You kind of do like drunk kung fu, like you accidentally move out of the way, but you're just super. Well, I mean that's a subclass for monk, which we will.
Well, I'm just picturing like you super jittery, like you've taken like all these energy drinks basically. You're just like
you drink 3 Red Bulls.
I accidentally took 3 of my swiftness potions instead of 1.
So are swiftness potions in D&D like Red Bull and Monster? That's how I imagine.
I don't know.
Gives you wings.
I think it can be whatever you want. I could see it just kind of going to your legs. So you just can run. You're Captain America, but only below the belt. So it's really fast.
Yes. So I mean that's it for role playing.
Okay, let's get into stats then.
So stats. So we'll be focusing on a certain level. We'll be focusing on 3rd, 5th.
Let's just run through it.
9th and 15th.
I mean, do you have them written down?
Yes, I do. I kind of have like a gist of them. But for the first, I'll talk about the 3rd level ones. When you start your subclass at 3rd level, you get certain spells that not the other artificers don't get. So at 3rd level, you get Healing Word and Ray of Sickness. And I do want to say before, these are prepared. You already know them, and they do not count for the amount of spells that you know. So you basically just get these for free. Like, you just know them.
Like we talked about artificers. Artificers prepare their spells a certain number and can change them per day. These spells are extra. They don't count.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I think it's basing off the cleric subclasses. Cleric, this is like a cleric type of stuff. Clerics kind of do the same thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, but Healing Word, so at 3rd level, Healing Word and Ray of Sickness are kind of like 2 opposites. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
like you're kind of playing with like people's life.
Yeah, because alchemists are about
which
giving and taking life. You know,
they're not like necromancers, although they kind of are. But like you could take a potion that makes you feel better, which would be medicine, or you could take a potion that makes you hurt you, which is poison.
Yeah, poison.
And
exactly.
Or like a virus or something, and that's gonna be alchemy.
Yeah, no, exactly. So for 5th, you get Flaming Sphere and Melf's Acid Arrow.
So you got some damage dealers here.
Yeah,
to make you like somewhat of like helpful in combat.
It's interesting with the Melf's Acid Arrow though. I mean, I guess if you have like a crossbow, but I mean, I think that's interesting. For 9th, gaseous form. Gaseous form. I don't know why I said you don't turn into a gas. I don't think that's my bad.
Well, no.
Or do you?
I believe you're able to like basically move. Like you could go within like a keyhole or something.
Oh,
I think actually, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I don't know. We're just saying the spells, but mass healing word.
Mass healing word.
Yes, that one. You heal a lot of people, so you become.
All right, let's blow through these.
13th, blight and death ward, and last 17th, cloud kill and raise dead. So that the last 2, that's kind of like the Frankenstein type of stuff, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you look here, you only get 2 healing spells. So most of your spells here are kind of made to actually like fight and stuff and do interesting stuff. But then as the features come in, it'll get healing. So let me go through the features just really fast because we don't want to spend too much time on these. So at 3rd level, you get kind of the claim to fame of the Alchemist, the Experimental Elixir. And what the Experimental Elixir is in on a basic level is a potion that you create once a day, and anyone can drink it, of course, and when they do, you roll on a table to see what it does. And they're all good things. What they are is they can either heal you, give you swiftness, make you tougher, basically giving you a higher AC, make you bolder, which is going to make you just have advantage on hits and stuff.
It's not advantage.
It's an added die.
So I can just go through them really quickly. So the healing one gives...
there's only 2 more. Flight, and then you can turn yourself into something else. That's all of them.
Yes. Yeah, alter spell's kind of weird. Like, they're random. So imagine you're fighting, and then it's like you look like an elf now, but you were an orc. It's like, well, thanks,
Well, you get to pick. No. So you roll the die.
Or do you get to pick?
Yeah, you roll it, and then it's like, okay, you got transformation, which is the last option. Then you get to pick what you transform into. and there's some sort of limit on it.
Well, yeah, but yeah. So I guess it's not randomized. I thought like when you do it, it's randomized, and when you take it, you roll it to see what happens.
No, I think you get to pick.
I thought, yeah.
But yeah, that's third level, and I like this is the coolest thing about the subclass. The
I really like it. Yeah, it's really cool.
You get so when I say you can make it once a day, that sounds pretty bad because it's like once a day, really. But you can stockpile them up, and so that's what you need. You should be making one every day, no matter what.
Are you sure? I thought they only last a day.
No, you should be able to stockpile them.
I'm pretty sure it says it's like it ends until you take it or until you take your next long rest. So
you can't stockpile them?
No, the rule is, I think, yeah. It lasts until you drink it or it lasts until your next long rest. But here's the thing: when you reach 6th level, you can make 2. And when you reach 15th, you can make 3.
Oh, okay.
But if you're like, I want more, you can spend a 1st level spell slot, and you can make more of them.
Okay.
So you could pull out with like 6 of them, but that's all your first.
Give all of them. Give one to every member of the party.
Basically.
Okay, well that's good.
So basically, the game won't be broken. At the end, it's like, hey guys, I got 250 of these, spells. Come at me.
Right.
Yes. Oh yeah. By the way, these do take physical components. You need alchemist tools and a flask, which I like.
Of
it's
course.
like you don't magically just poof. There's a potion. You actually have,
you do,
which is really cool.
You do kind of poof the potion.
Yeah, there aren't ingredients, which is good because that would be horrible to be searching for ingredients all the time. But I still like that you need alchemist tools and a flask, so it's realistic. So it's cool. Yeah.
I could see. It's like your inherent magic as an alchemist, kind of. This is like your thing. It's not you using your tools to make a potion. This is like your unique potion.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
You just kind of pee into a cup, and then now it's like your potion.
Imagine your friend walks in, opens the door, going to the bathroom, and then he just sees the alchemist just like.
That's how you make those.
They all thought they mixed stuff, but no, he just like
he's in a cup. Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
Okay, but yeah, this is a super fun thing because it makes combat different kind of every time. Because it's like, okay, we're fighting a troll. Bam, you got flying. And it's like, oh, okay. Now, it changes everything.
I mean, it is only for 10 speed, though.
Yeah, but flying's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Go fly up.
But it's like, guys, there's a dragon, fly, and then the dragon just flies by, and you're like, I'll get there. Slowly but surely. It's like, I kind of think it's like a force float.
No, but you could,
It's 10 feet still.
If you're fighting bandits, you could fly up to the roof and, all sorts of stuff.
Which is good.
Or you get transformed, which obviously makes things different.
I think the best one is the bravery one because you just roll a d4 on attacks and saving throws for 1 minute. Like, all of these are really good. Like, you get plus 10 speed for an hour.
Yeah.
Flight for 10 minutes. Ultra Self for 10 minutes. Plus 1 to AC. That's really good. So if you have your, 20 Paladin over here, you're like, here you go, buddy. I'll just make you even more.
It's random, but that could happen.
Yeah.
All right. At 5th level, you get something called Alchemical Savant.
I think that's how you say it.
Alchemical.
Please tell us if we're being dumb.
Yeah, Alchemical Savant is a weird word. If you use your alchemist supplies as a spellcasting focus, which of course you will want to with this subclass, you get a bonus roll on healing and damage. And so basically you get to add a dice to whatever you're doing. And it's not all healing or all damage. It's around your spells, and it's around certain types of damage, but that's what it is in general. So it's just going to make what you do better, basically.
Yeah, and I believe the bonuses are to acid, fire, necrotic, and poison for the damaging ones. Plus your intelligence, so be smart.
Yeah, that make sense. At 9th level, you get something called Restorative Reagents.
You get temp HP when you drink any potion. So you're just giving a buffer health.
I believe it's only your experimental elixirs.
Yeah, not any potion. The ones that you make. I'm sorry.
So you get two things with Restorative Reagents. Your experimental reagents automatically grant the drinker 2d6 plus your intelligence modifier of temporary hit points. So that's nice because that'll happen every time. And then you can also cast Lesser Restoration without any requirements. So that means no spell slots needed, no spell prep needed, no components needed. You just inherently create them. And now you're getting into your just inherent healing abilities.
Yes, but I want to envision it where you just take out like a random vial and you throw it on someone and that's how it works.
Right.
Free one, freebie. Or it's like a magic Band-Aid. Just put it on. I don't know. something dumb.
Or you spit in their face and you're just already
Here, heal.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
And
CPR.
that would just be a medicine check. But yeah. Anyway, you also get with Restorative Reagents. Oh no, that's it. Sorry, where did it?
Yeah.
At 15th level, you get Chemical Mastery. So this is the last one, and this gets pretty good. So this is when you get resistant to poison and acid,
Really good, yeah.
and then you're immune to the poisoned condition.
I wonder why that happens. When you test it, I'm immune to...
Well, this is the Princess Bride thing I was talking about.
Yeah.
This is when you can like put poison in 2 cups, and then be like, haha.
Or
which one are you gonna
or
pick?
like I think they want you to roleplay like you mixing potions. So when they do explode and when it is like citric acid, you're fine.
Yeah.
Like you don't, you're used to it. You don't take, you know.
Or it's like the giant serpent bites you, and you're like, I've made your
I
venom so many times.
drank your venom, buddy-o.
Yeah, when I was a baby, it's
when
just
I was
my
a
milk.
baby. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And then the other thing you get with Chemical Mastery is you can cast Greater Restoration and Heal without any requirements.
Yeah,
you
so
can do this
a
once
lot,
a day.
Yeah, so a lot of medic stuff, which is I'm pretty sure Greater Restoration, like you can grow your leg back. So
Yeah,
it's really
and
good.
then Heal is just like, here's 70 hit points. It's like,
That's insane.
it's like crazy.
Yeah, so this is major, like, you want to be cleric, but you don't want to be, like, the god simp guy. So you want to be, like, you know, just a doctor. This is, like, the class for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the end to everything that the Alchemist gets.
That's all the stats.
Yep. But
Yeah.
we should say for the new ones, for the new people out there, you do get everything else in the Artificer tree.
Yeah, this is just
yeah.
a subclass.
Yeah, this is
this
just
is
a
what you're
subclass.
tacking
Yeah.
onto the Artificer class,
Yes.
which you can look at in our past video. So let's talk about optimization. So there's not much to say. It's a subclass. We've already talked about Artificer's optimization in general, but there's just a few minor things that I would think would be obvious, but I'll say anyway.
Like I think I kind of saw some feats and some races that you should beam. So high elf is a good one. You just get more magic, so duh, and you're good with magic, so duh. Of course, rock gnomes in general are really good. Artificers, so no
That
dip.
plus intelligence.
Yeah, you get plus intelligence. So gnomes are outstanding. Elves are really good. Humans are always good because humans are just good at everything.
And variant human would be good if you take the feat in the beginning.
Yeah,
Because you could take like a poisoner feat or...
Yeah, I think one was medic feat, which your healing like is just better in general. When you heal people, it gets really good, I think. So like all your healing stuff is just way better. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. You can also take the cook feat.
Yes, you
Wanna be a
can.
cook?
You can be a chef. But that's all I have. I mean, I also said you are supposed to be, when you take this subclass, you are definitely support. Hopefully. You won't be, hopefully you won't be, you can, but, you know, hopefully you won't be the guy that runs into the battlefield, smacks a goblin with a acid vial. That would be funny. You just slap a goblin with, like, just a vial of acid.
You just have like a cup and you just like throw it on, splash it on him.
Yeah.
Okay. So the only thing that you should obviously do, is you should make your spellcasting focus your alchemist supplies, because multiple of your abilities require that to be the case. So you just should do it, and you will do it. So like we said, what we said in the Artificers episode is you can make it like your gauntlet or something that you're using in combat. Unfortunately, with the Alchemist, you're not going to want to do that, and you're going to want to make it your alchemist supplies. Okay, so that's optimization. Not a lot to say there. Fun facts and extra ideas.
I kind of said our fun facts. There wasn't really a lot. I mean, I guess you could say like.
Well, extra. Do you have any extra ideas?
You can definitely make a villain, or this could just be you to be like a drug dealer.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's one.
Drug dealer.
Fun. Or be like the doctor. Yeah, we already said. Be like the doctor, the chef. Just be like a physician, or something like that.
Yeah. No, but there's a lot of villain opportunities.
Oh yeah, there's
like,
a lot of a witch.
Like they want to. They're like making a virus. You know what I mean? Something like that. Or like they're making a cloud kill that can like go through magic barriers, or they're just basically messing with spells.
Or like a cloud kill that raises the dead if it kills people.
Right. Yeah.
So it makes them zombies. So that, like that's the virus. It's a cloud kill.
Yeah, they're gonna start the zombie virus. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing I'd want to say to end this out is if you're an alchemist, definitely check out the charts and materials in the Dungeon Master's Guide on how to make potions, because that is your thing, and ask your DM if there's any homebrew they would like to include.
Also, for those DMs out
Literally
there,
homebrew.
and for the alchemists, if you want to explore more about alchemy, for you DMs, you should really dive into how much certain monster parts cost. Because when we kill monsters, we don't really think about like how much is a dragon's heart.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
what
Or,
can,
like,
what
dragon's
can a
blood.
dragon's blood do for
Yeah.
me in terms of potions?
Yeah, exactly. So, like, you can, hopefully this gives you guys ideas to homebrew some stuff. And there's actually some stuff in the lore, like, I think a griffin feather, you become, like, a gold detector for, like, an hour. He sends gold, like, 10 feet of you, always.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
but
kinda
even if you just take like a hydra tooth or like venom of a basilisk,
You become, like,
you
immune.
might be able to use that and create a potion that you could use later.
Yeah.
Make a splash potion of
Harming.
harming. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
so-
pour some like stuff on your sword and give it
Yeah.
knockback.
Give it knockback.
Yeah, fire aspect. All right. That is The Alchemist. Hope you enjoyed this, and it's helpful if you are about to play an alchemist or create an alchemist villain.
And good luck, guys, if you are becoming an alchemist. I hope that our ideas, fed you ideas. And I hope your alchemist becomes very strong, very capable, very awesome. And we'll see you next
your players
time.
are gonna love you.
Yes.
You're so helpful,
And chuck those potions.
and they'll protect you.
Pitch them. Show no mercy to your friends. You're helping them. I know it hurts, but it heals them at the end.
Yes.
Yes.